Alright, so here's a quick video, and by quick I mean 8 minutes and 34 seconds. It's gonna be fucking long. This is a video on how to make rubble. And you can use it for texturing or anything else. If you want like rocks and broken concrete and shit like that on the floor, on the base of a model, anywhere, on terrain, wherever you want to put it, it's your business, I don't care. But I'm going to show you what I use and how I do it, and why making your own is technically a lot cheaper and it goes further. We got some GW products, Woodland Scenic products, and just some weird shit you wouldn't expect. But I tend to hit the dollar stores, clearance sections. Definitely. Coupons, do it. 40K is already fucking expensive. Why not? So the first thing is Woodland Scenics. They make this one. It's just like this is the rocks that go between like train tracks. This is like if you see real train tracks, that white gravel or whatever they use. This is what this stuff's supposed to be. And really, all it is like ground up walnuts. And there's 2 shades, maybe 3 shades, a dark gray and a light gray. It's, how big is the can? The canister doesn't say. Yeah, it doesn't say how much is in here. But they give you a large size, container. And it's only, at my store, retails $12.99. That's like a brick and mortar store, not ordering it online, which you could probably get it cheaper. But for $13, you get a lot. And, Woodland Scenics is always pretty on with their products. If I had to buy something straight up, it would be theirs. Now this is lizard bedding. This goes for like $10 for this 5-quart bag, and it's the same ground up nut shells or whatever as the Woodland Scenics. It's exactly the same thing. And there, proof. Except one comes painted. And for $10 you get 5 quarts, which is probably almost like 4 of the Woodland Scenic jars. Equally just as good. Except one's not painted. That's really what you're getting. But other than that, it's the same thing. And the reason why you see all the shit bouncing on the styrofoam is because static electricity. But, for 5 quarts, you could texture a lot of shit. I don't think you can have enough models to run out for basing. I mean, you could probably do hundreds and hundreds of models, maybe thousands, I don't know. But 5 quarts is a ridiculous amount. It's meant to cover this bag is meant to cover like a 10-gallon fish tank, the bottom substrate. But this is, a product I use a lot now, and I just paint over it, and you paint it whatever color you want. It obviously holds paint because Woodland Scenics paints theirs. So, and unless you have nut allergies, if you have nut allergies, you might die using it, but I would recommend check with a doctor first. Alright, so here's your Games Workshop product. It's extremely tiny and $8. Yeah. It looks good though, you have small rocks, big rocks, a lot of sand. It's not like a complete rip-off. The color is good, but most likely you're still going to paint over it at the end. Most people still, like when they base shit, they still paint over it, so, the desert color, doesn't really matter at the end. I've used this on a few like models to base, but that's about it. I won't use it on terrain, not for fucking $8. Alright, this is something I got at Michael's. Michael's is like a big chain craft store. Hobby Lobby is another one. This was in the clearance. It's just sand, but it's like art sand, so it's fancy. And I think the jar was like $4.99 or $5.99, but I got it for like $2. Because it was on clearance. I guess no one gave a shit about the sand. Clearance, man. Just go after that shit. There's no point in spending top dollar on everything when the plastic models you use are already top dollar. This was another thing I got at the dollar store. You know, $4.99. Got it for like $1 because it went from, you know, full price to clearance. Clearance, I can't stress that enough. And these are just rocks. They're a little bit bigger than the rocks you find in the Games Workshop. But other than that, they do the job. And this is an actual mix that I'll pour, you know, 1 part rocks, 1 part the ground up nuts, and then some sand. And, you know, I'll put that in like a giant cup. And you could probably do like 10 or 12 nice sized buildings. You know, just by adding a little bit of each, it goes a long way. And it really cuts down on your cost. I think that's the most important thing is when you're into this hobby or any hobby is you want to get the most out of your dollar. And I can't recommend enough, you know, the big chain stores when they have that clearance section, especially after like Halloween or Christmas where they have trees and stuff on sale. Hit them up. I mean, that shit's going in their dumpster anyway. So you might as well get some use out of it. The GW stuff isn't bad, but I mean, $8 to base some models is fucking crazy. I'd rather see you spend that $8 on a whole bunch of little things, and then you get like a bucket full, and it lasts you like maybe 100 models rather than maybe 20, because the Games Workshop tub is fucking tiny, and it's not even full when you first get it. It's like it stops probably like a half an inch from the top. So they're already selling you some air in that shit. And you know, Games Workshop, you're gonna pay the premium price. What you could do if you're real desperate, you can go out in your yard and dig dirt out of the yard. I would either spray it with bleach or put it in the oven for like 10 to 15 minutes at 200 degrees just to cook it a little bit. That way you kill any kind of like fucking parasites. Especially if you have a lot of cats in your neighborhood. You know what cat shit in your fucking models. So we got 3 different substrates. The one on the right is my custom mix that I use on all my buildings and stuff. The one in the middle is GW stuff that goes for $8. And then the far left is just the desert blend of the reptile bedding. You know, I think even if you don't want the rocks, I think the reptile bedding does a great job. And it's easy to paint, and it glues down, and you know, it's safe unless you have nut allergies, and then you're fucked. But other than that, I hope this helps out, and until next time, take care, have a good day, and goodbye.